back, everyone. This is Megan and I'm Sherry. We run Coaching Businesses for Success, where we coach bookkeepers and business owners to run their businesses more efficiently, effectively through accurate bookkeeping, and all the resources you need for that. We are the home of the Bookkeeper Blueprint, which gives you everything you need to start and run your business. With no experience, which is what we're talking about today, Megan. So we're talking about how to run or how to start a bookkeeping business with no experience, virtually, preferably, right?
Yeah.
So you did this a few years ago when you started yours. You had no bookkeeping experience. Is it something that can still be done today? If you start researching, you get two polar ends. Yes, you can start it with no experience, and then people say you need experience. But it kind of seems like everything, I say everything is figure outable with bookkeeping. And this is coming from years of experience. It seems like everything is figure outable. So can you still today start with it? Seems like so many people are starting bookkeeping businesses. So can you even today?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, I did, like you said. I think one of the biggest things, and even like when people go back and forth about it, the biggest thing is to know, like, find other people who have experience to kind of get the assistance from and learn from and stuff like that. Because I mean, how did I learn? Online courses, mentors, asking questions, and all the different things. But did I have experience prior to all of those things? No. But I think a lot, and I think the reason some of it gets a bad rap is because people will go in, try to do it on their own, won't ask questions, won't talk to the right people, stuff like that. And then yes, maybe they'll mess things up. But as long as you're trying to learn, do the right thing by your clients, have mentors, asking questions, doing all those things, it's definitely possible to be able to do it with no experience. Because I started with none at all, built my business, was able to leave my job within 4 months of starting my business. So yeah, totally doable.
You've been around almost since the beginning, because about a year after is where I connected with you. And I connected with you because, while I have a decade of experience behind my belt, I have a master's. I have worked on preparing financial statements for publicly traded companies, or just public companies that are needing audits, so in public accounting firms. And I found, even starting your own business, it's a lot different than being an employee. We know this conceptually, right?
Yes, definitely.
However, you can't just go next door and ask your teammate, or, for me at one of my public accounting firms, I actually had a person behind me. So we faced each other. And so we could she was tax, I was accounting, and, hey, real quick, so I don't have to look at my cheat sheet, what's the debit? What's the debit?
Right. Yeah. And you don't have that working for yourself by yourself.
Yeah. So I kind of say we're the coworker, you need a coworker.
Yep.
Not necessarily a business partner, but you need a coworker. Someone you can ask technical questions to, or just, how do you handle this client? Or how do I set better boundaries? This didn't work out as planned. Hey, I would like to improve this process. This is working really well. How do I, pull along my other pieces that aren't working really well? But with bookkeeping, it does seem like everything's figure outable, right?
Yep.
You had some books when you first started that you would reference. There's Google, there's tutorials, there's a wealth of information out there. I think we see two people. I think we see a group of bookkeepers who want to get started, but they want to be spoon-fed all of the information they could ever possibly know.
Right.
Every client is so different that there's no way. So even if we were when we give template journal entries. Someone came to me last week. We were working on a vehicle sale. In this case, they traded it in. Right. So not only does she need to know how to record a sale of a vehicle, how to record a purchase of a vehicle, but in this case, a trade-in. So there's 3 different scenarios, and you have to have all the information.
Right.
And if someone doesn't have all the information, they can't help you fill that in. So
Correct.
there's just too much information to spoon feed it. Right.
Yep.
Like, you're going to have to learn as you get new clients. And the codification. So I mentioned when we did the accrual versus cash webinar a couple weeks ago, that we have the Financial Accounting Standards Board. That board interprets the accounting codification, which for GAAP accounting, which the US follows, is all of how we should be doing accounting. But it's interpreted, right? So their interpretation means it's not always black and white. There's no way you could learn all of that and not keep up with changes, right? So you're always keeping up with changes. You're always keeping up with new standards. And you're always going to have a client who does something funky or wants to see it different than another client, because financials are used for both management and tax reporting purposes. Those don't always talk, right? So just because the tax preparer wants to see a certain way doesn't mean it makes sense to management or vice versa. Tax can deal, management is sometimes more important because they're running the business and they need the information to run it effectively. Then you have this other group of people who so spoon feed, can look it up. That was the other group of people, right?
Yeah.
Where you can go research, you can devour information, and you can get overwhelmed and not move forward too. We don't want to do that. We kind of want to be somewhere in the middle, where we're finding experts around us that can help us when we get stuck, but we're going to take the initiative to figure it out. And that's really what you did. You kind of came in the middle and said, okay, I need experts, but this is on me. No one's going to be able to do it for me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So having that supporting community, and I really think that's what it takes to do it virtually, or do it without experience. No experience is being willing to get the experience. It doesn't mean you do it, never have experience, never gain the information. Sure is the business model out there. Could you? Kind of, but you would be paying like an accounting manager to own it. And then you're just owning a business, the frame of the business. So if you're doing the work, if you're planning on a side hustle or to do the work and you're checking the work, you need to gain that experience. So I think the misunderstanding is, and I think what people, when they're saying you can't do this without experience, is you can't do this without gaining the experience.
Right.
You're just being so loud in that you can't do this with no experience. You absolutely can, but you need to get it.
Exactly.
You're getting. And I love the coaches for that. Like you, me, and it's 15 total coaches. They're keeping up with it. They're stretching themselves. They're getting clients that they haven't gotten before in industries that they haven't gotten before. So they're learning new stuff. They're pursuing continuing education through courses, YouTube, the gamut, QuickBooks, ProAdvisors, all of those things where they're pursuing their education. But they've been doing it for years upon years now. So when they're pursuing it sometimes, 100 steps ahead of someone who doesn't have experience, which means they've got a big gap. And wealth of information to share. And they share it with each other too. Like I'm always seeing coaches say, hey, I have this unique thing. But another coach, they will say, I have that. I've done that before. Oh yeah, the software changed. You have to click this other button now. It went to it. Or, oh, hey, I just got on support's having issues. They're fixing that. That one I love because I'm like, okay, good. I'm having that issue.
Exactly. Yeah, there's been a few times that that's happened.
So yeah. So what encouragement would you give someone who has no experience? They're either looking for a side hustle or they're looking to replace their full-time income like you did.
I mean, I would definitely find a group that you feel like would benefit you, and also like kind of figure out how you learn better and stuff, because I mean we talk about this all the time, nobody's the same. Like I purchased a course, but then I needed a lot of, like, I didn't really 100% learn everything until I really got in and started doing it. So if you're more hands on, like one-to-ones are super helpful and stuff like that, but definitely like you can do it with no experience, so don't feel like you can't at all, because there's so many resources out there to be able to help you and support you to grow your business and everything. So and you can do it and do it quickly if you want to, especially this time of year. So
Yep. Is there a better time to start your business than another?
I mean, I don't think so. I think now, anytime, but like as soon as you think about it, like do it. Don't put it off. Because the longer you put it off, there's always going to be excuses, and you're just going to keep finding more and more reasons not to. So yeah, definitely just do it when you think about it.
Agreed. Same thing with posting. When's the
Yep.
best time to market? When you get it done.
Yep.
We get that all.
Exactly.
Okay, so you mentioned resources. I'm going to share my screen real quick. And there's a lot of buttons to click to share a screen. Just kidding. Speaking of resources, just want to make sure you guys know that this is available. We are coaching businesses for success. We help bookkeepers do exactly this: start a business, virtual bookkeeping business with or without experience. If you don't have experience, the Bookkeeper Blueprint Bundle is probably going to be your favorite resource here. It has everything from coding to starting your LLC, setting up your email, setting up your social media, all right here. But we also have just the course you can purchase itself, the support group, and then quoting. Me and Megan's favorite part of this is these additional one-to-one support calls. So these are the one-to-ones Megan mentioned. They're customizable. There's 15 coaches. You don't have to ask permission to schedule. You just get on, you schedule with the coach that you want. If you're working with a coach already that you like, or you already know one of the coaches that you like, you can schedule with them in the future. You can use them for a wealth of different things. So down here, we say all the uses. So business management, completing the work, strategy, mindset, troubleshooting. And we go into like what some of that is. So creating the financial reports, hiring a VA, setting up your back office, getting past procrastination if you find yourself stuck on finishing someone's work, imposter syndrome, money mindset, if you're having trouble closing sales, so getting on a sales call review, and just all in all help for when things aren't working as you intended, or something could be working better. These can also be used by your contractors and any of your team members currently,
Yep.
which I love because, yeah, we're all about saving you time, running it more efficiently. We have a couple of different ways you can purchase these calls through a monthly subscription so that you always have them. And this is gaining in popularity since we launched it last month. I really like this option. It was demanded. So
Yeah.
it's a cool option for them. You can purchase them just one at a time. So if you're like, I don't know what I need, but I need help with this right now, this is a great option for you. If you know that you're working on a cleanup or something that is you're really trying to learn, a bundle that doesn't necessarily roll over month to month, you just have them to use them. This is a good option for you. We do monthly webinars and trainings, and then trainings as needs come up. we put them all here in this resources page for you. There's like 3 pages of them. So Upwork, LinkedIn, cleanup courses, where this is over 5 days. And we also have free resources. So if you're like, hey, I just want some quick information, we save all of our resources here, our Thursday replays, or the marketing challenge, Chat GPT, which is a fun one. That is super popular right now. So get on it. If you haven't, it's free. Yeah, so that's a lot of the resources that we have for you. If you're not sure what to do, message us, comment below in the chat below. We'll respond. We'll help you get to where you need to go. So,
Yep.
Anything else, Megan?
I don't think so. And if you're not in our free group, definitely join that as well. There's lots of other bookkeepers in there. So you can kind of see there's a lot of people that have successful bookkeeping businesses and stuff like that. So, and you can ask any questions in there to us, them, anybody. So
I'll put the link below to both of those and how to get into the free Facebook group. And you can even ask like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Am I crazy?
yeah,
Ask us there for sure. So link in the description below, and we would love to see you over there. Say hi, tell us you found us here.
yep, definitely.
Bye guys. See you in the next video.